Hi everyone, this is Mr. Seymour, and this is your introduction to Week 5 of the Government 2305 American Government course. Section 1 of the United States Constitution reads as follows. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of the citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. This week, we will be discussing the topic of civil rights, which deals with protections from discrimination, both by the government and by individuals, which are rooted in the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. The Equal Protection Clause is that last part of Section 1 of the 14th Amendment that prohibits both the national governments and the state governments from denying to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Put plainly, this clause has been interpreted to mean that all persons within the United States must be treated fairly and equally. This means that no one group can be discriminated against or singled out. Initially, African Americans were the focus of civil rights protections, but the protections have expanded to cover other classes of individuals, including racial and ethnic groups, women, the elderly, the disabled, the LGBTQ community. Civil rights differ from civil liberties, as civil liberties refer to the freedoms guaranteed in the Bill of Rights, such as the freedom of speech or religion, and civil rights deal with the equal treatment of specific classes or groups of people. We will be discussing the roots of the civil rights movement, beginning with the struggle for equal treatment of African Americans and the impact that slavery had on our government before and after the Civil War, and moving on to the status and treatment of Native Americans, Asians, and Latinos. We will also be looking at such topics as women's rights, affirmative action, school desegregation, sex discrimination, and the current status of individuals who identify as LGBTQ. Lastly, we will also be looking at same-sex marriage rights at the national and state levels. For your assignments this week, you have discussion question number 5 to complete, which asks the question, do you think that Dr. Martin Luther King's dream has come true today? You should consider this question after viewing his famous I Have a Dream speech, which was given during the March on Washington, and in the light of today's political environment. Next, you have position paper number 2 on the topic of affirmative action. The specific discussion question that you are asked to take a position on is, can schools and colleges achieve diversity without affirmative action? Please be sure that you have read the packet provided and use the position paper assignment form to make sure that your document follows the prescribed format. All of this week's work is due by 11:59 p.m. on Friday evening, but as always, I will allow for late work on an individual basis. If you have specific questions or concerns over this week's topic or assignments, please let me know as early as possible. Also, if for some reason anything is not available to you on Blackboard, please make sure that you let me know early in the week so that I can fix Blackboard in order to make sure that you all have all the opportunities that you need to complete your work. Now, I want you to have a really good week, and I'll see you in class.